Hello, and welcome to Metaphysical Millennial. I'm Jenna Rae, your host and spiritual big sister. This podcast is a cozy corner of the cosmos for the weird, wise, and wonderful, where we explore all things magical, mystical, and metaphysical, with soulful curiosity, glittery wonder, and an open heart. My mission is to hold space for your spiritual journey and guide you back to your truth, to help you feel seen, supported, and connected as you reclaim your power and remember who you really are. So take a deep breath, settle in, and let the magic find you. Hello, Metaphysical Gang, and welcome to another episode of Metaphysical Millennial. Today, I would like to talk about something that I think we can generalize, and we all know about, but maybe don't fully understand. So let's dive in. We'll start with something simple. What even is energy? What is it? Energy is your state. It's your mood, your vibe, your gut instincts, your body language, all rolled into one. Think of it like an invisible bubble surrounding you. Some people call it your aura, but we could just go with personal bubble if that feels a little bit too mystical. This bubble is always picking up signals from the world around you, kind of like a satellite dish. And here's what's wild. I've had so many moments where I've walked into a room and instantly felt the vibe. Sometimes the room is buzzing, exciting, electric. Other times it's heavy. And sometimes it feels empty. Even if people are talking, the air just feels flat. And when I'm in conversation, I often learn more from someone's energy than from their words. You know when someone says they're fine, but the vibe is screaming the opposite? Their energy tells the truth long before their mouth does. That's why I compare it to Wi-Fi. Sometimes your signal is full bars, clear and strong. And other times, it's giving AOL dial-up. You know, that ding ding. You're waiting forever for the page to load, and by the time it finally connects, you've already lost patience. That's exactly what our energy feels like when we're depleted, stressed, or out of alignment. Slow, stuck, glitchy, and everyone around us can feel it too. So there are 4 main layers to this energy field. There's a lot more than this, but for today's purposes, we're just going to keep it to these main 4. Your physical layer, which is your body's state. Are you tired, sore, energized? Your body tells the truth before your mind does. Your emotional layer, your feelings in the moment, joy, stress, anxiety, sadness, or maybe just like a messy combo of all of them. Your mental layer, that's the noise in your head. Is your mind clear or is it buzzing like a crowded room? And of course, your spiritual layer, that deeper sense of meaning. Do you feel connected? Do you feel aligned? What does all of this mean? Think of these layers like a playlist. Some days the bass is pounding so loud it drowns everything out. Other days the vocals are off and really need adjusting. But when all of the tracks are balanced, that's when your energy feels aligned. Let's do a quick practice together. Close your eyes if you can. Which layers feel the loudest for you right now? Physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual? Now take 3 deep breaths with me. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Let's begin. Now ask yourself, what's one tiny thing I could do today to raise this layer by just 10%? That's all it takes. Not an overhaul, just a nudge. Think of it like blowing on an old Nintendo cartridge. You didn't replace the whole system, you just needed to give it the boost it needed to get back into the game. That's exactly what little resets do for your energy. Now that you know your signal, let's talk about your energy like it's money. You've got 4 accounts. You're managing every day. Physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Your physical account is all about your body. Sleep, water, food, movement. Your emotional account is filled or drained by your relationships, hobbies, and even the media you consume. Your mental account is clarity and focus, every decision, every task, every distraction, and your spiritual account is topped by joy, rituals, awe, and purpose. And just like money, you've got deposits and withdrawals happening all day long. Deposits look like rest, music, sunshine, laughter, creativity, and withdrawals are overcommitting, toxic conversations, clutter, and doom scrolling. And then there's all these hidden fees, right? Those sneaky little drains, constant notifications, unfinished tasks hanging over you, saying yes when your whole body is screaming no. I've lived this in extreme ways. For years, I worked with a company that drained me in every single way. Physically, I was exhausted. Emotionally, I was burned out. Mentally, I was overloaded. And spiritually, I felt completely disconnected. No amount of weekend self-care or quick fixes could balance those withdrawals. And eventually, I had to walk away. I had to find a company that was more in alignment with my values, one that allowed me to live a more balanced lifestyle. And here's another thing. For the longest time, I thought I could do it all. I pushed myself at work, in my personal relationships, in my daily life, and even in my hobbies. I ignored red flags and just kept moving. Looking back now, I know that was definitely a trauma response. Like if I stayed busy, I didn't have to stop and deal with whatever was going on underneath. But survival mode is expensive. It overdrafts in every account. Eventually, I had to learn to protect my energy. I started saying no when I knew that I couldn't juggle everything. I stopped giving my energy away carelessly. And I started to value my time and energy. And in doing that, I put myself first in a way that was healthy, not selfish. And that shifted everything. I stopped living in overdraft and I started living from overflow. And here's the fun part. Deposits don't have to be big or fancy. Some of my favorite energy deposits are so simple. Snuggling with Hunter and Crash instantly fills me up. Singing and dancing in my car. Little private concerts. Those reset me really fast. And honestly, creating this podcast is a huge deposit for me. Empowering others, sharing what I've learned, and giving language to feelings people struggle to explain. It fills me up every time. That's the beauty of deposits. They're different for everyone, but they're always bringing you back to yourself. So let me ask you, what are your deposits? What fills you up so much that you feel lighter, clearer, more yourself after doing it? And what are your withdrawals? The things that leave you tired and heavy every time. Awareness is the first step to protecting your balance. So let's bring this all together with a simple chakra map. Chakras are 7 energy stations running along your body. And I've experienced blocks in almost every single one of them. For the longest time, my root chakra, safety and stability, was shaky. I was stuck in survival mode. Always hustling, always worried if I had enough. When your root is blocked, it feels like the ground beneath you is so unstable, you can't relax into life. Then there's the throat chakra, and oh my goodness, this one was blocked for years. I stayed quiet when I wanted to speak. I swallowed my truth because I didn't want to upset people. I told myself it was easier to stay small than to risk rocking the boat. But every time I silenced myself, I chipped away at my confidence and reinforced that block. And then there's the heart chakra. After breakups, my confidence shattered. I relied on others to see my worth so that I could too. But when your heart is closed, you're always chasing validation outside of yourself, instead of remembering that your worth was within you the whole time. I share these because chakras aren't just abstract concepts. They show up in our actual lived experience. So when I'm feeling imbalanced or out of alignment, there are a few little things that I like to do that make me feel at ease or a little bit more reset. For my root chakra, nothing works like nature. Grounding myself, putting my feet on the earth, instantly brings me back to stability. It reminds me that I'm safe and I am supported. For my heart and throat, journaling is a lifesaver. Writing helps me sort through the feelings I've swallowed, and it gives me clarity to what's really true. And then there's dancing. Dancing clears everything. It brings me straight to the present, shakes off the heaviness, and reconnects me with joy. It's like instant alignment. So let's do a little mini reset together. Close your eyes if you can. Feel your feet on the ground. Take a deep breath into your belly. And whisper to yourself, I am safe. Now bring your hand to your throat, take a soft breath, and hum softly. Say, my voice matters, my truth is valid. Now place a hand on your heart. Feel it rise and fall. Say, my worth comes from within. I am enough just as I am. Take one more deep breath and let it go. That's all it takes to start shifting the energy when you notice a block. Here's what I hope you take away. Energy work isn't complicated. You can check your signal like Wi-Fi. You can protect your balance like a bank account. And you can realign with a simple chakra reset. The more you understand your energy, the more you stop living in reaction mode. And the more you start living from a place of choice. And that's where your real power is. That's a wrap on this episode of Metaphysical Millennial. Thank you so much for tuning in. If today's episode sparked something in your soul, leave a review and share it with a friend who's walking their own magical path. You can also come hang out with me on Instagram and Facebook, and remember, new episodes drop every other Wednesday. Follow and subscribe to stay connected. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and let your magic lead the way.